What's up, everybody? This is WFSO report. Milwaukee development. My wife thought it was a good idea to talk about this, and I do agree. And although it's out there by now, but like I was just like wondering, like, okay, everybody was just saying, they hate Wisconsin State Fair, and it had something to do with T Pain, which I had no clue what was going on. And I was just like, why everybody want to boycott Wisconsin State Fair? That's um that's in our suburban area of West Allis. Well, we'll get to that and how I feel about this in a minute. But yeah. So I was trying to figure out, what the heck is going on, and like why everybody decide, we just gonna boycott State Fair Park. So, I'm gonna play this for y'all. Some of y'all probably heard it, especially most of y'all that was in Wisconsin. West Allis is part of Milwaukee County, which I'm at, and where the this story, and what T Pain was trying to plan for. So I'll play it and let y'all hear it. So here we go.
Okay, here we go with a story time. I hope you've been having a great day because I'm about to freaking ruin it. I'm trying to make this quick because I want it to be one post, but I see a lot of people talking about the Milwaukee Mile, our Wisconsin State Fair event, our drift event on Friday the 13th that's coming up with Nappy Boy Automotive, right? It went away. It went away and we didn't say anything. Understandably, people got mad. I want to tell you why. Now, just for reference, I'm going to be reading a lot of this because I had to write it down because I didn't want to get anything wrong. I wanted to write down exactly how things happened on the dates that they happened. Now, this is a...
So, I guess because every year in June, they have like Welcome to Wisconsin show at the rave here in Milwaukee, and I guess it ended up being the big thing, and I think he's been doing this for I think 4 years now. I think he's been doing this, and it's getting a great response of everybody being there. So, he had like artists there and stuff like that, not just besides him, but like different artists as well. So, like I haven't been there to where he did, that, but I'm just hearing from word of mouth and stuff like that, and what the rave.com talking about that the shows that he does 4 years straight has been a success. So yeah, so this thing that he want to talk about that's going to be supposed to be Friday June 13th, supposed to be not like in State Fair Park, but it was because you got the State Fair Park, then like right next to it you got the racing track called the Milwaukee Mile, which came back. I might say it was a little bit resurrected after like having a couple of events, some racing shows last year. So let me just continue playing because this event that he was talking about, I haven't even heard about this until today. So let me play it.
There's a whole thing about Friday the 13th and the Milwaukee Mile and Nappy Boy Automotive. Here we go. January 21st, we reached out to Milwaukee Mile, and within a few days, they came back and was like, you know what? Let's get to talking. That makes sense. It sounds like you guys want to have a great event. We want to make you guys love us. Let's have a great event together. Here we go. Let's get to talking, right? February 3rd, Ian from Milwaukee Mile contacted us to schedule the call. So, this officially initiated all the discussions for the event, right? February 7th, following the initial meeting, Milwaukee Mile confirmed that they would host the Nappy Boy Automotive Drift event on June 13th, Friday the 13th. Perfect. Because the next day is Wisconsin Fest. Fantastic. We got the Drift event first, and then we got the Wisconsin Festival. Let's do it. Now, they initially said that they had some construction going on, but they'll push it early to get it done so we can have our event. Fantastic. They working with us. They love it. Let's do it. February 11th, we get an email from Ian from Milwaukee Mile, right? Just showing this just so we can say. As mentioned, we are an a la carte venue tailoring staffing, equipment, and needs to the event. So attached is just a guide. I wanted to get you some initial cost info. Ultimately, the event manager and you will arrange exact hours and needs and all that will be adjusted. So you can see attached. So basically, it's an email saying, hey, just so you know, this is how we do shit over here. Boom, let's get it cracking, right? Cool. Thank you, Ian. February 25th, I actually had my team go up to Milwaukee Mile to meet up with Ian and Will from Milwaukee Mile. This is in person, face to face, ball to ball, eyes wise. Now, in this meeting, face to face, they went up in their brand new media room. They got a new VIP area, lots of AC. It was great, but you can see the whole grounds from that area, right? Now, we told them that we wanted karaoke, carnival rides, street fair games, VIP paddock initiatives, and the whole layout of the drift track. We laid out all that we wanted right there, just so we can say, hey, we want the karaoke over here, this is going to be there, we want some carnival rides, we want some games, and the drift track is going to be like this. Boom. They were like, oh, man, that's great. And I made sure that point was driven home because I needed stuff for the spectators to do. There's instead of just watching drifting all day, I wanted to have some rides and games and shit like that. I wanted to make sure that all this entertainment was there for the spectators. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make it a boring day of just tire screeching. You can actually go have some fun.
That was actually a good idea. From what you said. Like I said, I didn't find out about this event happening until today, but we will get more into this. What else was going on and all the craziness that's that was along with it. So like I said, another event coming from like a big artist like T-Pain. And you're thinking in your mind like, cool, good idea. It'll bring some revenue to, the county. But I know it's gonna be more, focused on the West Alice. So I'm just like, okay, why not? More revenue for them and more for the county. So why not? And maybe attract visitors. Never know. But let's just play this.
It was non-negotiable. I needed my team to make sure that Milwaukee knew that we needed all that stuff or we just can't do it, right? Cool. They was like, let's make this a great event. Let's do this shit. March 10th. This is March 10th now. We held another meeting with Will and Ian from Milwaukee Mile and Jackson from Brew City, right? Now, we were discussing a potential second track.
Comment below if y'all from here, Milwaukee, or like live in the county. Who in the hell is Will from Bruce City? That kind of stunned me right there. It's like, who is that guy? I haven't heard of him. So, like that part, like threw me off. As like, what, from Bruce City? Like, what? Who's that guy? But yeah, let's continue on.
Track day hosted by Brew City on Father's Day, following the Nappy Boy Automotive event. Right now, by this point, the event was fully green-lit. Everything was ready to go. Ticketing strategies was being talked about. We had CAA on there just to make sure that all the ticketing was in line with Canton Fest. Boom, boom, boom. All the revisions to the agreements, everything was going good. Everything was just full steam ahead.
Okay, so I guess now I get it that there was gonna be an event before T-Pain's event that was gonna happen. I guess it was gonna be like a little track race or whatever they was gonna do before that. So I guess that's what they was talking about, but I wasn't even thinking about that at the time. I just thought like who is this guy? And now, listen to the video for the second time. I kind of get what they were saying, that they was going to have one event there. And after that, T-Pain's event can happen there. So you know what? Yeah, cool beans. So let's go on.
So a lot of this, I want to say, also happened over the phone. But the great head of operations at Nappy Boy Entertainment, Nicolette, she takes notes very thoroughly and super goddamn fast. I don't know how she does it, but she's really good at this shit. So, March 13th, we announced the event, right? Tickets went on sale. The public can see it. Hold up. We get an email from Ian from Milwaukee Mile that says, the main issue is the name. We are very protective of our brand, and it's too close and not the family-friendly grounds we are. Keep in mind, they own the Wisconsin State Fair, and our event was called Wisconsin State Fair.
Like, it's just a name. Like,
but hold on 1 second. This is the same place that also has a giant pumpkin, right?
Oh yeah, for Halloween, yeah.
Didn't they also at one point host Fear Fest?
I don't know.
I think a few years back they hosted like Fear Fest with a haunted house and stuff.
They might have, but I know they did it at the Deer District too.
Right.
So they might.
Have a look.
So they might have. So it's like, y'all having problem with the name because y'all think it's not family friendly? Okay, half of the acts y'all have on your stage, your main stage. Half of them was like not family friendly music.
Stand-up comedy shows?
Yeah, the stand-up comedy shows. So it's like, what are they talking about?
And they said that's not family friendly. You got to get rid of that. I'm having a hard time understanding that. I was called by our marketing department initially, and then the CEO, who has set a meeting with myself, security, and police regarding the event tomorrow morning. To discuss the theming, and rides are a concern as well now. So now we can't have carnival rides anymore. Please change the name and any Jason or such reference immediately. I'll be in touch on what becomes of tomorrow's meeting. As from the start, we want to help create a great event, but the marketing needs to be arranged with us in conjunction. Sure, whatever. The shit fell on Friday the 13th, and yeah, it's got the Jason theme. It's Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? And we're doing like an 80s themed thing because Wisconsin Fest is Back to the Future themed. So we thought the event right before it should be, Friday the 13th theme. And then we can do like an 80s double feature theater kind of event kind of thing, right?
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, I thought it was a great play on events and stuff.
Oh yeah, have like a Jason theme. Yeah, then they have like a Back to the Future theme for the fest at the rave.
I mean, the whole thing.
Good idea.
The whole thing to me was going to come together nicely. It would have had a really good thing. Now, I don't think anybody, if they changed the name and it had been anything outside of dealing with Friday the 13th, people would be like, oh, they missed out on a good opportunity to do a Jason theme, and they missed out on a good opportunity to do such and such. So, play into what you've got, play into what would work, and that would work. But
yeah, and I know a lot of people will be saying something like that. Who knows how many people probably saw this, but
and as far as the whole getting rid of the rides because of possible gang members.
We ain't got to that part yet.
Oh, okay, get to that part, and then I'll come back with my little 2 cents worth.
Gotcha.
Right. So Nicolette hits them back. Hey Ian, thank you for reaching out and for your willingness to work with us on creating a great event at the Milwaukee Mile. I understand the concerns raised and wanted to clarify a few things to hopefully ease any worries. Here's the thing. Nicolette was just saying this is why we called it what we called it, right? Our goal with the Wisconsin State Fair is to create a fun, family-friendly drift event with a creative 80s theme, blah, blah, blah. So she's explaining all that shit. Here's the thing. I have a key to the city. There's a T-Pain day in Milwaukee. How am I not family friendly? Besides strippers and drinking and stuff. But still,
that's funny. But moving on.
besides the point. That's not what we bring into the event. I have a T-Pain day and a key to the city. You're telling me?
Now that I didn't know he had the key to the city, so that I didn't know. But that's pretty cool. And have a day like after him in Milwaukee. That's something.
I'll look it up in a minute and just clean it.
Okay, so moving on.
Telling me this movie theme is not family friendly. If I'm bringing it, then that's what it is. But anyways, we respect the Milwaukee Miles brand and its values, and we're more than happy to work together, blah, blah, blah. Here's where the meat and potato comes. So we get an email from Ian, basically saying, following up on my meeting, I don't have the answers you want. We can host the drifting, but rides and karaoke we aren't able to accommodate. Now, this is after they told us they can do all this stuff. We laid it out. This is all the stuff we wanted to do. I didn't put the email up here because it's got his phone number in it. If you're still interested in drifting, we can arrange that. And I added Jamie on here who can issue an arrangement for that. I apologize. This isn't the response you want, and we'll work with you however I can. Cool. Now, after this, we asked them to get on a call. We didn't record the call because that's illegal. So, but Nicolette takes crazy notes. I don't know how she does it. It's amazing. Here's basically what they said on the call. Now, this is from Ian, the director of event services for Wisconsin State Fair Park, right? Said the only way we can keep our event at the Milwaukee Mile is if we change the name of the event and only have it be drifting with nothing extra for the general spectators. No karaoke, no carnival rides, no games, nothing. Their facility is the Wisconsin State Fair, and they do not like that our event name is Wisconsin State Fair. Cool, understandable, whatever. We cannot do carnival rides because the carnival rides are closely tied to gangs.
That's right there. When I saw this video the first time, I just had to pause like, gangs?
June 11th is T-Pain Day.
Oh, nice. Okay. Now we know.
And Mayor Cavalier gave it to her.
Cool. So, the carnival rides bring gangs.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Tell that to all the church festivals.
Mm-hmm. So, when churches had carnival rides all over the city, in the county, and you thinking they have rides. Well, no gang members there. So, I am going to get to my personal feelings about, about West Allison State Fair in a minute, but
gang thing, I'm more concerned about the white supremacists who show up. I'm more concerned about the MAGAs who show up.
Mm-hmm.
These white women who think that their shit don't stink because they're white or they're married to this person. Or, do you know who my husband is? Bullshit.
Yep.
We've got friends who are gang members. We live in an area and have lived in other areas where there are gang members.
Right.
And have never felt threatened by it. But I felt threatened by white men. I felt threatened by MAGA. Those are the ones I'm worried about.
You understand what I'm saying? He said we can't have carnival rides because if we have rides there, gangs are gonna come. Who the fuck? Yeah, what super crip is gonna come into let me get on that Gravitron, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Gangs are gonna come if we have carnival rides.
This is why I'm not gonna say all over this city, but parts of this city and the county. That's why we're so segregated because of stupid stuff.
And we'll point
like
out
this
isn't the city of Milwaukee. This is West Dallas.
Yeah, it is. Well, I always called it ever since 2001, West Alice, White Alice, because a little bit of the racism there in a way. I know not everybody is, but just certain officials and stuff like that are. It's I'm sorry, I'm just this is one of those things you just stunned because how backwards some of these white people are. Because it is white people that making these rules and legislations that's in like in West Alice and stuff like that. It's it's just ridiculous. It really is.
If you're scared of black people, just say it.
Exactly. I have to say, y'all had like black artists at State Fair Park. Had what Boys to Men like last year. But yeah, let's move on.
Insane to me. I don't understand this. I'm trying to figure this out. They said no to the karaoke because it turns more into a concert. And they said they did not realize that all of the artists who were performing at Saturday's festival at the Eagles Club would also be performing at the karaoke event. They
awesome idea, but what the hell? White Alice, y'all killing me here. Y'all really is. That's why Milwaukee can't have stuff.
Hold on, Trell.
Huh?
So they're worried it will turn into a concert, but August 1st they got Boys to Men. August 2nd they got Neo.
Oh, so they got Boys to Men this year too, huh?
Yep.
Oh.
They got Fluffy.
Oh yeah, from last year because he had to cancel his show because of the storms.
And Uncle Cracker.
Yeah, that's country though.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like Neo and Boys to Men are the main artists who were there this year.
Okay, like so are they saying that they think like doing a karaoke thing will turn into a concert because what, they're not getting no cut in it or something? Like thinking to yourself like, what's going on? I'm sorry, this is all like one of those things. I'm just so disappointed in White Alice. I really am.
Well, guess where we won't be going this year?
Oh yeah. We will talk about more about that in a second, but let me keep playing.
They think that if we do karaoke, fucking Glorilla's just gonna show up and just start performing. We can't get her to come for free to the shit that she's coming to. You think she's gonna come for free the day before?
Right.
How'd that flight work out? How would we take? What are you saying? And what if? What's the problem there? They gonna bring gangs with them? Everybody's got their own security. You think? Okay, you know what? Part two.
Even if whoever all the artists and Gorilla, I did not know that she was gonna be there, but I know they got the full lineup on therave.com for who he's having in there. I can't even remember all who's gonna be on this lineup, but
I'll bring it up.
it was actually like a decent artist, and I think some of them I do know. And it's just like, he had artists there at the karaoke. That's good for the people that's there. They get to listen, sing their songs or whatever. So what? I don't get it. I really don't. But I think part 2 is going to be coming up, so let's just play part 2.
Here we go. Part 2 of the Milwaukee Mile Nappy Boy Automotive debacle. Sorry, I didn't realize how dirty my camera was in part 1. That's fine though, we got it. Now let's review. Everything was all set. Everything was ready to go. And now all of a sudden, when we make the announcement for Wisconsin State Fair, they said the name is not family friendly. We can't do karaoke anymore. Because they don't want the artists that are coming to my festival to come to their fairgrounds because they don't do rappers and shit. We're not having that. But also, we can't have.
I think some of the lineup were not rappers though.
I got the lineup.
Okay, what's the lineup?
Okay, hold on. I gotta swallow this piece of apple. Alright, T-Pain.
Of course.
Feed.
Don't know that person.
Keisha Cole.
R&B singer.
Pusha T.
Rapper from the Clips. Yep.
Whale.
Oh, Wale.
Yep.
Yeah, Wale.
Sorry.
Yeah.
They didn't have it done properly, so that's why it sounded that way. My apologies.
Okay.
Jermaine Dupri.
Of course.
DJ Diesel, which is Shaq, as we know.
A DJ. Yeah.
NLE Chopper.
Never heard of him.
Cash Doll. Dreezy. Prof.
Haven't you heard of those?
Duran Burner.
Haven't heard of him either.
Armani White. DJ Mondo.
Okay.
Nilex Neal and more.
So they ain't got the full lineup, they just got the main lineup.
Yeah, they said more to be announced.
Keisha Cole is an R&B singer. When you gonna label her as a rapper? Like, seriously.
It doesn't matter even if she is.
Right. It's just...
You know, and all these places are going, oh, our revenue's gone down, so we have to up prices of tickets.
Mm-hmm.
How many people would have flocked to that event?
A lot of people.
And it's cars as well. You were going to get the avid people who love cars there.
Yep. You're gonna have every single race in the city going to that event.
And some probably from Chicago area because they'll be able to drive up.
Especially like with the drifting and also with Carverize and as he mentioned that some of the artists is gonna be there. Just to be there. Not like, perform a concert or anything like that. Which I really don't get. If they was actually, performing a concert, he would have told them, let's set up a stage and do that. Which...
And as he said, you're not going to get people like Glorilla, who are charging him to be here, go to a karaoke event.
Right. So like he was saying, like, she's not going to do it for free. So they probably just down there, enjoying themselves and stuff like that. Unbelievable.
Have carnival rides because anytime they have carnival rides, gangs show up.
Okay, so clear example. Was it didn't Summerfest start having rides and stuff as of late?
They've had rides, but they've haven't had as many.
Right.
Let me have a look up something. How many years has Wisconsin State Fair had rides? Wisconsin State Fair has had rides and amusement park areas for over a century, since its inception in 1851. So since 1851, they've had rides of some sort there. They said the first rides were things like a giant slide and, animal rides.
Right.
And obviously over years as technology has developed, it's changed. But since 1851, they've had rides of some sort at an amusement park there.
And
Absolutely ridiculous.
And Summerfest, as of late, I've been having like some rides there too in their event. They stopped in the past, but they brung it back. I think it was like this decade, I believe, and I think last year they had some rides there, but not like a lot, but they had some. So, comfort rides bring gangs.
All right. at State Fair was in 2001, with a flash mob attacking fairgoers and motorists. But they've never had... 1897 they had some gang violence. Oh dear. I mean, my God, what are we to do about 1897? 1932 they had some gang violence.
And I bet you majority of those, like, back in the past had something to do with white people.
White gangs.
Yeah.
The 1937 was the mob. It was a mob attack.
Wow.
So you know that was probably between rival families.
Uh-huh. Hold on, because I think she's looking for more information.
Yeah, then 2011 was the next major one. The rest are isolated incidents that you can't place on a particular gang or gang violence, just people causing problems.
Yeah. People. Not certain people, but people. And I wonder if I remember that, but I think it's because, you know, at the time it was always easy to get in for free while they was charging, and they did kind of stop that afterwards.
Yep.
Because normally you had like some gates that you can just like sneak yourself in. Because like
they did a lot of, did they bring a can of food or something and you got in for free?
Yep.
So a lot of people did that to get in, whereas now it's like bring 2 cans or 4 cans or whatever it is and you get in for a reduced rate.
Right. Like, they always have deals like during the year, you know, for Wisconsin State Fair just to get in. So some of those ticket deals are cool. Well, especially like discount liquor. This my cousin did, and it wasn't last year, it was the year before that we went, you know, just hanging around because his favorite reggae singer was there. So did that, hang out a little bit, and you know, then, you know, went home. Like I said, like he brought like you know, a couple of cases of beer. He ended up getting like 2 free tickets and had me have one. So
they do that a lot of discount liquor, don't they?
Yep.
And it's specific. Normally, it's like if you buy Wisconsin beer or alcohol that's Wisconsin brewed.
Yeah, something like that. But we'll get more to it in a minute. Let's just keep playing it.
It's a weird gang culture in Milwaukee. Now keep in mind,
which is it's like what normal, like a normal games that you have like everywhere else. Kind of the same thing, but I think, you know, I wouldn't say like they like show up like out there.
Okay, in regards to gang showing up, quite possibly they will show up because a friend of ours called Sean is a gang member.
Mm-hmm.
And he will go to there to see the artists and see what's going on. Not to cause trouble.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, I want to say that 90% of the gangs in Milwaukee, you don't hear about gang violence from.
Exactly.
Now, if we're talking about Kia Boys,
yeah,
different story.
Mm-hmm.
But then look at the age group.
Right.
So, yeah, the Kia Boys, as we know, are all like juveniles. Like juveniles.
Right.
13, 14, 15. Now, a lot of the gang members who are around here, we already know, and I've spoken with our friend over it in regards to it, and I said, what happens when it comes to events that go on, like, you know, like State Fair, Summerfest, you know, church festivals, and they're like, that's a neutral zone where we go and have fun. Anyone starts trouble with us, then yeah, we're gonna do our thing. But it's a neutral zone. It's where we go, we chill out, have a good time and everything. Colours don't matter.
Right.
You know, and especially, let's be honest, name a demographic who, you'll know what I mean when I say this, a big demographic in Wisconsin who live near West Dallas who would go because of the vehicles.
Latinos.
They're missing out on buku money from the Latino community now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? And I'm saying in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Whenever there are car shows in Milwaukee and car events in Milwaukee, the Latino community shows out. We've got some of the most beautiful vehicles that you see.
Yep.
They're showing off. You go, can I have a photo? Next thing you know, you're going for a spin around the block in that person's car while they're showing you everything in it.
Exactly.
The pride in the vehicles, the pride when you see them at different events where there's vehicles and stuff. They're there showing off, showing out, showing green.
I wonder if that'd be the idea since now the Puerto Rican Fest is going to be at the Summerfest grounds. They should do something like that.
They should try to do something down there. There's an ability to do like a car show or something.
Mm-hmm. Like showing the culture and something like that. So, let's just keep playing.
While they're saying this, while they're saying that carnival rides bring gangs to their fairgrounds, they're promoting a motherfucking carnival at the same time. Hold on, give me a second. They're actively promoting on Instagram. That's Wisconsin State Fair. I keep calling, that's the way I said. They're promoting rides. They're promoting rides and games. How come there's no gangs showing up to these things that you're promoting? Because you're doing it and not Black T-Pain.
Yeah, it could be a racist motive too. So I would say maybe like the higher ups of Wisconsin State Fair. It's ridiculous, and we shouldn't be this segregated that we lose out on events like that. Like, are you serious? I was talking about this like in my 20s that we can never have anything. Well, one thing I said like we can't have anything because people in general that want to act a fool ruin it. But years go by, we start getting some things and like things are getting a little bit better and stuff, more development that's going on in downtown and and plus, they doing more the construction with the American Family Field to have more like concerts in the winter. So, and they supposed to start that. I think they did some of that this off season, but they gonna do like the rest of it after this off season. Then I think they probably gonna end up having more events. So and plus, we got a venue that we're making that's going to be done by late fall or early winter. That's going to be next to the Fires of Forum. And, concerts and other events can happen there. Cool beans. Of course, you got the Bears Center. Our convention is now longer. Because they can hold more than just or 2 or 3 events. They can hold at least double that, at least 6 events, or maybe more than that at the same day if they wanted to. So I don't get why some of these people, but I'm gonna say some of the suburban people, especially people that's up powered, with Wisconsin State Fair, has to ruin things for everybody else because they kind of showed, their racist color. So, and that's why me and the wife, start calling West Alice White Alice, because some of them are racist. I know I'm going a little bit off the subject here. So, we have White Alice that, that's half of the people, they kind of racist and stuff like that. Then we have South Milwaukee, where some white people trying to act ghetto, and there's nothing ghetto about South Milwaukee.
It's the burbs.
Yeah, it's the burbs. And Oak Creek, I would say half and half.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I ended up getting arrested for
Loud muffler.
yeah, my loud muffler, and they was more concerned about her and Robert.
Until I said that we were with you, and then they wanted to see what would stick on us.
Right. So that's why I said Oak Creek is like 50-50. Watertosa, very good group of people. No racism or anything like that whatsoever.
There is, but not the same levels that we see at other places.
Yeah, not in the levels of you see in White Alice. Um, see Brown Deer. I don't know all the parts of Brown Deer, so I can't say anything about that. And I think that's it for the River Hills. I don't know, but that's where half of the basketball players stay at. I think I wouldn't even count Bayview as a like a city or something like that. That's just like a little name or whatever.
Like a subdivision or
Yeah, I still call Bayview Milwaukee. Um, I think there's maybe is there Franklin. Yeah, I forgot about Franklin. I don't have that as a question mark. So one of those things like we don't know much about Franklin, and it's like one of those things like whatever. Um, I think that's it for the Milwaukee County, but this is crazy. Moving on.
Is that what it is? Is it the gangs don't come to the rides and shit that you do, but if I bring rides there, then that's when the gangs come. That's what's happening? Cool. But you're promoting it on your Instagram while we're having these conversations. And you're saying that we can't. Okay, that's fair, I guess. Now, the chief of police said they shut it down because he can't staff the event.
So let me make this clear so nobody won't get confused. The chief of police that he's talking about is West Allis chief of police, not Milwaukee, because because the thing was if this event was like actually like in Milwaukee, if we had like a big grounds like State Fair,
would have worked something out.
yeah, the mayor would have worked something out. Because the mayor, he ain't with that none of that racist stuff.
All for like, let's get people here, let's do what we can.
Right. Oh, he even wanted to like get people here. So if we had like something big, well, I'm not saying like if we had like a festival that's like Summerfest, but we also had maybe a track area in Milwaukee, probably they would have it there, and it would have been no complaints or anything like that. It just would have been wham bam done, like no excuses or anything like that. So yeah, the chief of police he's talking about is the West Allis chief of police. Just to clear that up.
They have another event going on at the same time in a different part of the same property called the Greek Fest.
Yeah, normally they had it somewhere else before they moved it to the Wisconsin State Fair. I think they've been having Greek Fest for like about 10 years, I believe, at the Wisconsin State Fair. Otherwise, normally it'll be somewhere, I would think it was somewhere like in Brown Deer, I believe. Somewhere not by like the Northridge area, no, because the Northridge area is still Milwaukee, but yeah, but yeah, it used to be somewhere like way on north side. But before they moved it to State Fair. I never been there, and I think one of the stars we have that would be of course our NBA basketball player Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know, was born in Nigeria but raised in Greece. So I think he only went. I think they only had Giannis there like one time, but with his schedule and stuff, he can't always make it there every year. But they had him there one time, and he enjoyed it. And I never went to Grief Facts because
Once with Robert's dad.
I don't know, because maybe my scheduling conflicts with like other things going on. That could be the problem. But
It was great fun. The food was phenomenal.
yeah, I heard the food was good. I heard about that.
I can't even describe it. And it's none of these tiny little fair portions either.
Oh yeah, that they have state fair. Yeah.
It's like that old grandma. You hungry, baby? Let me fill you up. And then you're walking away with a plate the size of a mountain.
Or like venues that being stingy with the food. Yeah, believe me, I know how that is because I used to work at the Bradley Center and plus American Family Field, so I know how their portions of food at times end up being. Especially when they serve like ice cream cones, they'll give you like just say this cell phone is the cone, and they only fill it up to like right here when you should at least get it like a little bit more higher than that. So yeah, some of these venues and stuff, they have tactics. It's just insane, but it might happen everywhere else. But I'm like, if I was working at the ice cream machine and like everybody, paying this much for it, I'm like, I'm gonna give you your money's worth. But different topic, different day. But it just explains, how crazy like some things here, and not just in Milwaukee, but it's happened everywhere else too.
The Greek Fest. You mean the ancient Greece that's famous for orgies and slicing bitches' heads off?
I never knew that. So that's what you meant by calling it, the orgy.
Yeah, you need to do your European history, honey. The Greeks were well known for their orgies.
Hallelujah. But
They were moving to Greece.
but but seriously, like I didn't know much about that, or cutting women's heads off or whatever. You know what I mean? That I didn't know. And plus, I should have asked that when we saw the video the first time to my wife, because of course she British. She knows like her European. Yeah, your European history. So
Ran down my throat for years, so yeah.
yeah, like the same as like here, in the States, in the United States, like our history. Especially, you got some people that trying to deny, history, like the slavery days. They want to like scratch that out and like don't want to tell us the truth. But anyways, moving on.
That one. That's the family friendly thing that all your police is gonna be at. That's the cool. That's the that's the that's the family friendly thing that all your police, your chief of police, your staff is gonna be at. Cool. Let's have that on the same property. We're having that at the same property, so we can't staff your event because there may be too many gangs and we don't have enough police in the city for your carnival rides. Now, here's the thing. We asked what the actual issue is with the name of our event and what they prefer to even change it to. They didn't give us any answers to that. They just said they don't like the name and they felt like it was too similar to their name, Wisconsin State Fair, Wisconsin State Fear. It's a Friday the 13th theme thing because it's on Friday the 13th. Whatever. We pushed back and asked why the concern wasn't outlined in the contract because we had already signed the contract by now. Now, nowhere in the 7-page agreement that they gave us does it say that they need to approve our event name or creative or flyer or anything. They never said they needed approval over these things. It only states that they need approval over the signage displayed on the day of the event. That's it. Nothing to prior approvals, nothing. Now, we genuinely didn't know that they weren't going to like that or we were doing anything wrong. And for some reason, we still apologized, like some bitches. That we said we absolutely would have followed the guidelines if they had communicated that up front. We were sticking to the terms that they provided, and since we were doing a full venue buyout, usually the venue doesn't have control over how you promote your event.
Right.
That's just usually how it works.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. Regarding the concern about the carnival rides being linked to gangs or gang violence, they're saying that because one time they had a shooting at the fairgrounds in fucking 2011. They had a shootout in 2011, and they say if I bring the carnival rides and the games and shit, that's gonna happen again. They just know.
You're gonna have problems everywhere in the world, no matter what you have or anything like that. So there's gonna be problems anywhere you go. Example. We were at this WWE SmackDown event. I think it was 2010, 2000. Let's see. I know it was the year that it was like the last months of Jeff Hardy and him and Rey Mysterio was in a steel cage match. I think it was began against CM Punk and Chris Jericho, I believe. After that, Rey and Jeff Hardy won. Jeff Hardy, high-fived the fans in there. So Robert was, I think he was like 9 or 10 at the time. But try to get, high-five to Jeff Hardy. Then some kid pushed him out the way. Huh?
Pushed him off the chair.
Yeah, like pushed him out the way just to get to him. And I went berserk. I really went berserk. But at the same time, I was still employed by the Bradley Center. So that went out the window and, went to dad mode. And was just like really upset. It's like, I was just cussing out this dude. Like, me and Josh, yeah, we were all pissed.
I took Robert to medical area.
Yeah, she did.
We met Shout and Benjamin.
Yep, signed their ticket. And that's funny because that was the second time in 6 months that we met that man. So
this was a really one-on-one.
Right. Didn't get pictures at the time, so because we were just like heated. The first time we met him, it was no pictures allowed. It was just he just there to sign and that's it. So we ended up taking the picture of him like just coming in, and he was the United States champion at the time. But point is, you're gonna have trouble everywhere you go because you're gonna have some of your troublemakers that's gonna make trouble regardless. And some of them, they, I wouldn't say all of them, just some of them, suffer mentally. That's why the good thing, promoting Mental Health Awareness Month. So, check on your friends. But, anyway, there's going to be some people that's going to have, going to cause problems anyway because they have their own problems in their mind. Or maybe problems at home and stuff like that. But, there's going to be problems wherever you go. No matter where you go. Suburban, inner city, downtown, whatever. You're still going to have issues and have problems with some people. Because, there are some people there that's going to cause trouble anyway. But, like I said, it's not as much like that, now than anything. But, what was the last big incident besides what he just said in 2011 that happened? The one I can remember is, before that was, when we used to have, Jam for Peace. And that's when, all the, artists, hip hop, rap, R&B would be there because a radio station hosted that. They started that, let's see, to be in the mid 90s. And I think I went to three of them out of the six they had. Because after the 2001, because there was an incident there in the Summerfest grounds, people started fighting and shooting and stuff like that. So they was like, nope, we're not going to have Jam for Peace. No more. Like, they would still had, some rappers there and stuff like that at Summerfest, but they just wouldn't have, event like that where people, were, some of them were like out of their minds. So that's why you probably see not that many, rap artists at Summerfest, but you still will see rap artists at Summerfest. Although, he just said, like, Stay Fair, they don't have, no rap artists, but so R&B and hip hop artists is okay. Because hip hop and rap is like almost kind of the same thing. What the hell?
Know it. They just know it. Now, here's the thing. It costs $50 to get in our shit. You think a gang is just going to pay $50 a nigga to get in the damn, just to come fuck shit up?
That's a good point, too. But, it's just like I said, there will be a few people that will go there, to cause trouble anyway. But why would you pay something if you're going to end up starting trouble? Then you just get kicked out and probably either, banned for not coming to State Fair ever again or something like that. Just saying, for example. So, I don't think events that happen around here today is not as bad as what it used to be. But then again, you still had your idiots like still around in the streets and stuff like that. So it's just when it comes to events, you ain't gonna have no violence or anything like that. There'll probably be somebody you probably be pissed off at because they stole your stuff. So it's not that bad as it like I say, it's not that bad as it used to be. But not states, but other cities or villages, you want to call them, like White Alice and all that lot. It's just like certain ones just really show their racism. So it's just sad. Really sad that we still stuck in this world that, it has to be racism, especially, here in the United States. But I know it's like everywhere else too in the world, but I think it's just worse in the United States because, stuff that happened, slavery and the Christopher Columbus crap that he did and all that stuff. And one more thing. Everybody is on stolen land except for the Indians. Well, the Native Americans, I should say. Native Americans. Because, of course, this was their land before Christopher Columbus and his crew came in and did what they wanted to do. But I know I'm going on topic, but I'm just bringing out some points out. But moving on.
No! Nobody's doing that! And how come it's not happening at the events that you guys are throwing? How come it's only if I throw the same kind of event? I'm trying to put two and two together. It's really fun.
If T-Pain is watching this, on behalf of the city of Milwaukee and the county of Milwaukee, we the people apologize for Wisconsin State Fair Park doing this BS and kind of throwing a little bit of racism in here. So we apologize. And well, we're gonna finish this up and we're gonna tell y'all other stuff that's going on when this this came out. So
really fucking me up. $50 is they're not doing that. Not per person to come in there and just cause trouble. That's ridiculous. Now, we told this to Ian from Milwaukee Mile, and Ian agreed with us, but was like, yeah, still, nah, we're not doing it. It's all good. We were told that upper management and the chief of police were worried that gangs might show up if there were carnival rides. So we're not allowed to include them, even though Ian was the one who originally approved it and gave us the contact for the carnival ride company that they use. He gave us the number to the place that they get their carnival rides from. They gave us the info. I don't understand this, and now they said, nope, can't do it. You're gonna have gangs in here. Nope. Now that happened on March 14th. That's how long ago before this. That's when they gave us the number to the carnival ride people. They never gave us any kind of clear explanation as to why they think we're going to bring the gangs, or why they think all the artists that are performing at the festival are going to show up to the carnival a day early for the festival. I don't know why. They never gave us any kind of explanation or anything like that. But the chief of police was making everything about public safety, public safety. Okay, here's my solution, right? I offered to pay for 100 security officers, not niggas in t-shirts, not regular I'm talking about 100, like licensed to carry, licensed security guards. 100, and they was like, nope.
And that messed up their money too. Like the people that could have been working like security, could be from out of state or something like that. There could have been more money in their pockets. But no. Freaking racism.
Still can't do it. Can't do it. It's about public safety. Okay, we're bringing the safety. Nope. Can't do that. I don't trust who you're bringing. You don't trust who we're bringing? But we got.
What the hell? Like watching this video, like, it's getting more frustrating. Not by like T-Pain or anything like that, but the other city on the south side, it just it blows my mind. It really does. Just don't make no damn sense. It really don't.
We gotta trust your people. You can't staff our shit because y'all had the orgy head cutting off party. Cool. We even asked if we can get on the call with the chief of police and the CEO, these are the people that have the problem with what we're doing. And they was like, nope, not even getting on the call. Can't even get on the call. Just not happening.
Because they couldn't make an excuse of like why they shouldn't do that. That's all it was, like nothing but an excuse.
No further discussion is what they said. We kept asking, what happens if we get 5,000 people to show up just for drifting? How are you going to staff that? So, because you said we can do drifting, we can't have the carnival rides because that's going to bring the gangs, and the karaoke is going to bring the other rappers and artists and shit like that. So, what if we get 5,000 people that show up just for drifting? How are you going to staff and make sure public is...
Like, especially if you bring in kids there, they're not going to sit down all day watching, like, drifting. So, the plan that T-Pain had was a great plan and a good idea. Keep everybody, entertained, including the children that's going to be there. So, but then again, we got these parents that's so weak that they don't really try to, punish their kids. They be like, Mindy, what are you doing? Ivy, stop teasing. No, don't do that. Libby, get over here, please. Got the soft parents like that. That's, especially in the suburban area. I know some people are going to think like I'm being, like, picky on that, but it's true. There's parents out there that's not hard on their kids, but let me change that because some of that is here too, like, in suburban area. Not suburban, but the urban area, because half the time, the parents, let the kids, like, do whatever they want and they don't care. So you got that here in the suburban, then you got parents like in the suburban areas that's too soft. Just put it that way.
We can say for that. It's like, well, we don't know, but you can't do the rest of the stuff. It's a good point, but we don't care. Still can't do the other stuff. Okay. That's cool. Here's the funniest part of the whole thing, right? At the end of the conversation, after they denied us everything, after they said, nope, nothing's happening, you can't have it, these motherfuckers had the audacity to call us and say, hey, so if you decide to not use us anymore, we should get together on the messaging and make sure T-Pain doesn't make us look crazy. We don't want to, what the fuck? No. You don't get to control the narrative after you just told me I'm going to bring gangs and we can't have all these rappers and shit in there, like, after you're promoting the same exact shit at the same place, but, the rest of your staff is at the orgy party. We can't.
Because they was afraid of publicity, and it was on the news, which was, right now, that was like a little bit over an hour ago, that was on the news, they was talking about this. Crazy, State Fair had a response, and now they want to say, oh, our apologies, and we were miscommunication on our end. What the hell?
There was no miscommunication. They said exactly what they wanted to say.
Exactly. Like I said.
Stand behind what you said.
Right. Like I said, racism as its best.
We can't. We're not aligning on messaging. I'm not getting with your marketing team to make sure y'all don't look racist as fuck. No, that's just what it is.
Exactly.
I'm very honest with my people, and that's how we're doing it. So, at the end of the day, we are moving the Wisconsin State Fair with rides, with games, VIP paddock access to Road America. Because, oh my God, we couldn't wait to shit on Milwaukee Mile. Now, I haven't said anything because I had to make sure that we locked down Road America. Okay? Now, I want y'all to know this. All the information is coming out soon. I just wanted to give y'all an explanation. I just wanted y'all to be a part of why this is going on. And, I saw a lot of people thinking that T-Pain was turned into a crypto scammer or some shit like that. It's not happening. I just couldn't say nothing until the contracts were signed and I was ready to go. So, I'll see y'all at Road America, Milwaukee Mile. Suck my balls. Fuck you. I advise nobody else to go there unless you want to see a bunch of gangs and rappers. Okay? Because that's all that's there now. I'm going to make sure that people pass by there and see all the gangs. I don't know. That's dumb. I'm not going to do that because nobody else is going there. Fuck them people. Road America. I'll see y'all there. Hey, love you. Bye, Z.
That's so. What they was, like we saying that they made it. Wisconsin State Fair made a statement and said, we apologize and blah blah blah. Was that our doorbell?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Crap, man, I'm still in the middle of the show. Oh, okay, I know what it is. Okay, hold on, guys. Yep, gotta be Walmart. You get back. I don't know why you racing down there for. Get up here. Go. Go. Get up here. Get upstairs. Hey! What I tell you?
Alright, you finish the show and I'll unpack.
Okay.
Done my nice work.
Kind of good because I want to get this anyway. Well, one.
Yeah, the way so I can get in at least. Lord have mercy.
Why are you being so mean?
Oh, shut up. Old woman.
But it was funny though.
Still an old woman.
Yeah, still funny though.
What is
I thought it was bigger than that.
That's it.
I thought it was like a bottle of salt beer. Not a little bottle. I wasted $1.60 just for that.
Is it a concentrate or something?
I don't know. Oh my lord, I thought it was bigger than that.
Oh my god. Hope it was non-alcoholic.
Yeah. It is non-alcoholic. What I'm gonna do is just take a shot of that, just like, okay, I'm done.
That's pretty much it.
Oh my lord. Because if I would have gotten no alcoholic beer, it would have took like a few days for them to bring it. So I thought that was there. You know what? The next best thing. Why not? One bottle? Why not?
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
See? Oh, okay. You pour this with beer or seltzer water.
There you go.
Okay, that's what it is. I thought it was just an actual, like, non-alcoholic beer drink.
So you basically gotta get some salsa water now.
Or beer.
You got beer in you?
At Roberts. Ain't got none here.
You ever got any of your non-alcoholic?
Nope. Drunk it all.
Oh,
Just got the Budweiser Zeros at Robert's house.
you must take it to Roberts with us on Wednesday then.
Probably will. Probably will have a Budweiser Zero while I'm at it. But, anyways, point is, we can never have anything. Some of the stuff fell, didn't it?
Everything fucking fell.
Ouch. But, the moral of the story is, like, if we still gonna be like this segregated county with and still racism still going on, and this crazy thing, you think it up north, some of the racism would have been worse, and they welcome this event at Royal America. What does that say about this county?
They know where the money's coming from. That's what it is.
It's just ridiculous, and the funny thing is, there be a lot of people that's going to boycott Wisconsin State Fair.
As they should.
Like, I'll still go to the comic convention they have, but when it comes to Wisconsin State Fair, I won't be going there no more. Nope, they lost me as a customer because it just shows up like how racist they are. And I won't stand for that. Like I did boycott Summerfest because of wrestling issues with certain bad owners around here, but start going back there last year and had a good time, and it was during the day, and of course there was no wrestling going on at the time, but whatever. And plus, my tickets were free. So, yay. But I'd rather go to Summerfest this year than go to State Fair. Like I said, I haven't went there since 2023. I was gonna go I was gonna go last year, but I didn't have the funds. And other stuff was going on as well. So, like for example, the meet and greet I hosted, and I know there was more other things too, but just the point is, I'm not going to Wisconsin State Fair because of the the movement that they're gonna do with boycotting it, but it's more of a personal to me because it's about they made it about racism. So they look back, and I think I think majority of the black people will not go to state fair, and I think you know what they probably won't even care. The majority of black people don't go to state fair. They probably don't care. Everything would be, oh, it'd be more peaceful. No black people won't be acting like blah 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 blah. That was said, majority of the black people are not gonna go to state fair anymore. You know what? Find something to do. Find something else to do. Like the Summerfest grounds had like other events like I think they got Mexican Fiesta around that month, but they have like other stuff that's other events that's gonna be going on those weekends. And you can be like, you know what? Skip Summerfest. Plus brewer games you can go to. Other small festivals that they have all around the county. So there'll be stuff to do besides going to state fair. So that's not a big concern. And you know what? Maybe some wrestling events may be going on. So I can live without going to Wisconsin State Fair. So I'm okay with it. But yeah, they just like I said, after all this, they lost me. And the only time I'll go like in that area is like going to the comic convention. But that's pretty much it. Which they had the comic convention like twice a year. So you know what? Too bad Wisconsin State Fair and all the problems you guys got. So you end up just getting more problems and 99 problems, and I won't be one because I won't be there. But yeah, just sharing the thoughts of this. I know why people thinking like why I'm doing this video is because it just proves that there's still racism going on in the world. And this is 2025, and it seems like we're stuck into the back in the like 1800s or early 1900s, and still dealing with this crap.
But the problem is you got to look at the president that we've got. He's now withdrawn so many things that would have stopped racism in workplaces and the such like.
Oh yeah, with the DEI.
Yeah, he's made it okay to be racist. He's made it okay to speak out and say, we don't want you here.
Yeah,
and there's no comeback from it.
Yeah, and all that started on this first term, which, just made it all out there. And why some people, voted for this idiot, I still don't understand. And I don't know, they may got their own prejudices, and probably half of them ain't even in the wealthy department. They just do it because their parents told them to, and they probably believe in the the methods of okay, we are racist and it's only white people should be like owning America, and that's stupid agenda. So you can't get mad when somebody gonna say like that side of the party is racist because look who you voted for. And not saying all Republicans are bad, but there are some of them that follow Trump that is way, way worse.
They follow him blindly.
Yeah, they follow him blindly. Normally, we don't talk about this contact unless we do the the Tuesday show that we normally would do. Can't even remember what it is now. So that's sad. Oh, the Jones Chronicles. Yeah, the Jones Chronicles. But yeah, like I said, point is, not going to State Fair anymore. So I'll be okay without it. Not a big deal. It ain't like I go to their concerts anyway, because they charge for their concerts, and Summerfest. Most of their concerts are free until you go to the amphitheater where they had the big names perform. So not saying they have the free concerts that big names don't perform, because they do, but I'd rather go to Summerfest than State Fair. So that's mainly what it is. Let me know what y'all think about this. I know I wasn't supposed to be, this wasn't, a normal thing that we talk about, like Milwaukee development on this, but this could have been huge for Milwaukee, but at least it still would be in Wisconsin, so no problem. But it just would have been good, would have been close by for like anybody, especially, you're trying to stay down here for like 2 nights, go to, that event. Then also you can go to, the rave for the Wisconsin Festival. So, yeah, it just sucks. But, like I said, let me know what y'all think. Please comment and let me know y'all thoughts. Also, if you like today's video, although it's a very long one, so drop a like. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Not only we talk about Milwaukee development, but we talk about wrestling. We talk about Milwaukee Bucks. We also talk about comic book movies and TV news. Which tomorrow I will end up doing, either tomorrow or Sunday. I will do a review on the Thunderbolts because we're gonna go see that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that video. And over 2,500 videos and counting, so check them out. Also check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com, showing like upcoming events in Midwest. Videos like this. Also, we got a wrestling talk page, so check out the recent episode. Also, there's other we took pictures at events we went to, like Bucks events or wrestling events. Check that out, and there's more development stuff on their website that is more to come. So anyways, thanks to our sponsors, Mike and Robin Thompson, and also want to thank Midwest Wrestling Collectibles for the sponsorship too. So Midwest Wrestling Collectibles, you can find them on Facebook. Figures, DVDs, and shows and stuff you're looking for, they have it. So give them a chance, check it out. Facebook.com/Midwest Wrestling Collectibles. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, y'all have a good one.